Hey, you guys. Welcome to Neptune Fish Tarot. My name is Alicia. We're going to be doing a collective reading for the week of March 7th through the 13th. And we're going to use a few different decks today. I pulled some tarot. The top row here is the Tarot of Dreams by Cyril Marchetti. The bottom row is To Clarify with the Cosmic Tarot. And I pulled out 3 oracle cards. We've got a Wisdom of the Oracle, followed by a Moonology, followed by a Black Moon Astrology card, which has been a super interesting new deck that I've been learning. So thank you for joining me. We're just going to kind of get right into the message. Again, this is for the collective. So this is just like a really overall energies, just some things to keep in mind as we move through the second week in March. Now, I will start out by saying that on March 13th, so next Saturday, we will be heading into a new moon in Pisces. So we're in the last moon phase, sort of winding down after the full moon in Virgo. And so that's the reason I say all of that is because we had a lot of moon stuff come up today. And I think actually I'm going to start with the oracle side of this, and then we'll get into the tarot to see how it is tying in. But I just think it's super interesting. If you will notice that we've got a number 2 on the yin card, which is a wisdom of the oracle card, and we also have a number 2 moon soul card, and then the center card is the Moonology oracle. So this is really kind of telling us that there's going to be a lot of just really, I don't know, like moon themes this week. We're going to find ourselves sort of maybe just not really super clear, because with the moon, it's like guiding us to just sort of tap into our intuition on a lot of stuff. So like our thinking may just be hazy is what I'm trying to say. When we get into the moon oracles, it's just an encouragement to sort of go in, tapping into sort of your emotional realms on these things. And but the warning with that is we've got to keep our emotions in check. It can be really easy to just sort of get out of balance emotionally, I guess. Or conversely, to try to like rationalize with our mind and our thoughts and using the intellect to override the emotions. So there's sort of a balancing that's going to come into play this week. I think that we will find ourselves in situations on a day-to-day basis where maybe we're struggling with our emotions. And, so really this is kind of the message here. Just remember to sort of be heart-centered throughout it all. Just understand that it's just an energy that we're all going to go through as a collective. I mean, I I would be willing to bet that there probably isn't going to be anyone this week that doesn't find themselves periodically in a place of sort of confusion, not really knowing how to move forward, feeling just kind of like they're, I don't know, just kind of spiraling out, like not feeling centered, not feeling grounded. Um, and so there's going to be this need to sort of balance the way that we're thinking and processing situations, relationships with others, maybe like at work, especially bosses, colleagues, coworkers. If you're a manager, you may find yourself in some really interesting situations this week. And then with family members, I would say secondarily, and with our partners, and, our partners and our relationships in our home, because the moon always refers to like the the root the root of our lives. And so, who are those people that are going to be, regularly influencing our emotional states? Probably our family members and those who we're closest with and working with on a daily basis. For many of us, that means like who we spend the most time with, which may very well be our coworkers, right? And people in our professional lives, maybe clients, so however that applies to you, but the message definitely is to sort of keep yourself centered in love and not get spun out because there's going to be a lot of projection from others this week. And, just understand that everybody's going through this right now. And if you find yourself feeling triggered by other people, take a deep breath, step back, relax. It's going to pass. You know, the, just know and expect that this is going to be a huge deal this week, okay? And so, yeah, let's just kind of get into the tarot. So I just pulled out, well, I didn't pull, 4 Tarot of Dreams, and that's interesting. I was called to use Tarot of Dreams, and it's interesting that that's the case because it's a very dreamy, ethereal energy. And the Palace of Swords really just encompasses everything that's in our intellectual headspace, right? So this is just all of our mental processes. And the Palace of Swords, though, it's a bonus card, right? Like, so this isn't like a typical tarot card, but it does indicate that we're in a place to be discerning, right? Like we have the capacity to understand that, whatever situations that we find ourselves in this week, like we can, at the outset understand that, we're going to have the ability, we'll be successful, in other words, in being able to be discerning and to understand that a lot of the stuff that's going on around us, it's not personal, all right? Because the next 2 cards, we've got the 4 of coins and the 6 of coins. So I feel like this is a shift that we're trying to make, what we are bringing into our experience, because this is earth energy. So we may be going from a place in the 4, which generally shows like a sort of lacking. And we've had the 4 for several days. So the 4 is like, where you're sort of like, what do I want to say about it? You're sort of like keeping your guard walls up. You're keeping yourself separate from other people. You're not necessarily sharing with others what's going on with you. And you don't necessarily want to, share, I guess is what it really means. It's kind of like a stingy energy, a guarded energy. And we're trying to balance that, to shift into more of a 6 of coins, where, from the 4 to the 5, where we sort of go, the 5 being the conflict point, where, we keep ourselves separated from others and not allowing ourselves to reach out for help and not allowing ourselves to receive any help that may be on offer. And then you get into the 6. This is all like a Virgo theme again. So can you be in reciprocal relationships with others? It's like, okay, maybe mirroring other people. It's like when help is being offered, be gracious. Attitude of gratitude, right? Like, yes, I receive your help. What can I do in return to help you? So there's a reciprocity going on in this. And I think that's what we're being asked this week to focus on, is shifting from a place where maybe if you're somebody who's like taking too much and not giving, or conversely, you're just giving way too much and you're not receiving. That's going to be a theme for the week. And so the last card, we see the Page of Swords. And so this is just about the learning process. This is going to be a theme that we're all just going to have to start maybe on page one, because for some people, this is not necessarily an easy thing. And so the bottom, we have the Lovers, the Fool, the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. And I kind of want to start at the end here with the Nine of Wands. I mean, this is just really just an overall message. Like, we're going to get to the 10, which is where we find ourselves successful, and we um um where we're in like an abundant, happy place. Okay, so within our relationships, within our environments, with things, flowing to us easily in life, with work, with relationships, with home, with people in the community, so on and so on. But the 9 is just encouraging us, like, we're gonna have to just stay strong. We're gonna have to stand strong and be resilient during this time where we're processing all of this mental stuff. And what we think about is what we bring into being. So just keep in mind also that what you think about is going to actually manifest into your life. And so we want to keep our thoughts clear as we can, considering this kind of hazy, emotional, moony energy that's going on right now. And with the Lovers into the Fool, this is a choice. This is a choice to be loving, to bring love into the situation. And we do see the Fools jumping off here, the precipice. And so this is the choice to make the leap, okay, into perhaps uncomfortable territory. And leave behind with the Eight of Cups. This is leaving behind things that just are not really like fulfilling or leading to abundance in your life. So, it's a simple message, but it's much easier said than done. So, these are the things that we want to reflect on. Okay, spend time this week. Taking a little time out each day to be still, to be quiet, and to reflect on how we can be grounded and how we can bring harmony, peace, and love to others. Okay, that's our message for the week. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will be back next week with another collective read. Okay, guys, have a good one. Bye.